Welcome to the People Chronicles. I'm Jackie Hoffman, and today we have Cindy Lightner with us. Cindy, thanks for coming along.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure.
We're going to learn a little bit about your story. Everyone has a story, and that's the fun with the People Chronicles. We find out a little bit of a background, a little bit of the middle, a little bit of the future, and we go through the chapters with you. So we're going to start with the first question, which is, what do you want people to learn from your story?
I'd like people to know that you can be an ordinary person living what you think is an ordinary life, and you can still make extraordinary differences in people's lives.
And most people, they can say that their whole outer surface was created by someone, whether it be your parents or a friend, or this is just the way that you think that life should be and other people should live their lives. So tell us where this came from, the gift of giving to other people without expecting anything in return.
It really is one of those where I think it was just something that I think that everybody should live their life this way. And that's why I said about an ordinary life. A lot of people go back and think, like I came from a broken home. I didn't have a father in the home. And a lot of people blame that kind of thing. Like I had a broken home, or, I had a bad childhood, or I was punished too much, or, and I wasn't like that. It was my mom and I had to kind of grow up on my own. She worked, 2 jobs to support us. We didn't have a lot of money growing up. So you have to find your inner, you got to look within you and decide who you want to be. So it really kind of, it's irritating to me when people blame things for how they are in today's world. Don't put the blame on somebody else. Look to yourself. You can make a difference. You can find ways to make a difference no matter who you are, what life you thought you led. Everybody always thinks that they have the worst possible things to overcome, and there's always worse things than what you have to overcome. So you just have to have a positive attitude.
So tell us a little bit about the life of Cindy. You have a full-time job now. Tell us where you work.
I do. I work at United Artists Salon and Spa. I've been there for 17 or 18 years, and I worked at another salon before that, so I kind of stumbled into the salon industry all by mistake, really.
And that's a busy world in itself. So aside from doing that all the time, you have so much time to help other people and do things for so many others. So start with where you began in your life helping other people, where it all began.
It really began, I think, more when I was a little bit older, after my kids were. I was a military wife. My husband was in the Navy, so we moved around a lot. So you couldn't really develop relationships with people because as soon as you did, they were gone. You moved away. But once our children were born, we settled down more in New York and then in Pennsylvania. And I really was just working and trying to raise them and, trying to fit in a thing here or there as far as, charitable giving. I did started with my kids going to Scouts and the Salvation Army and donating for Toys for Tots and that kind of stuff. But I didn't really delve full force into really trying to do good all the time, every day, until my kids were older and I had more time. And we started doing some things in the salon, which I spearheaded. So I kind of intermingle the work giving and the personal giving all into one big ball.
And when you work for a salon, more people, and those people tell their friends, and they tell their friends. So
yes.
It's kind of like you have a little village which turned into just a huge amount of people that are helping you out, whatever way that you turn. So give us some, for instances, of what you do.
Well, we'll start with some of the little things, and I'll tell you a couple big things that I'm really the most passionate about. But I donate my time to Olivet Boys and Girls Club, the Reading Hospital, the Greater Reading Food Bank. Like I said, I take my kids. I've always taken them down to the Salvation Army. The Marines Toys for Tots Day is always a really fun time. The Angel Trees. I've sponsored families. Anybody that asks me to help them with their event, I do. I'm there. I like to give back and make those connections. But a couple things I'm the most passionate about. I've been working at the salon, and the first couple years that I was there, we had a coworker die of cancer. And we were trying to come up with some way, and one of my staff members said they found this little thing called Hope Cuts, and could we have this little cut-a-thon? And since I'm the manager, it had to be okay through me. And I just kind of took that on, and I liked the thought of it, and it's hair salons across the country trying to raise money for City of Hope, which is cancer, HIV, and diabetes and other childhood illness research. So we started and just did, a couple $100 that year, and we were so proud of ourselves. And, I was like the event coordinator, and it was a lot of fun, brought the whole team together. And then we just kept going. And every year we keep adding things on, and it's a lot of time and energy. It does take, I start planning 5 months before the event to get everything coordinated. But every year we've grown, and this year now we have a whole fall festival. We have raffles, we have silent auctions, we have local vendors, craftsmen, local food vendors, photo booth, a DJ. A local DJ dyes his hair pink for us to raise money, and we raised $17,000 this year for City of Hope.
And when is it? What are the dates?
It's always in October. The date changes based on what we pick, but it's always in October for Breast Cancer Month, and we. Like I say, we start pretty far in advance. We sell T-shirts. We have like funny sayings, on the T-shirts, and we sell those. Anything we can think of. We have bake sales. I mean, you name it, we've done it. And it's nice because I've networked with so many people locally through work, through my job, that I can reach out to a lot of people for help. So we don't spend any money to put the event on. And my team absolutely supports me, but a lot of the work does fall on me. So I kind of do that while I'm working, not while I'm working, on my weekends. I've become really good friends with the man who runs City of Hope on the East Coast Division. So I just saw him this weekend, and when he needs something, I'm there. When I need something, he's like-minded. He's a workaholic. He loves the charity. He wants to cure cancer one day. So that also helped me really want to delve in because I love him so much. He's just a great man.
What do you feel about other people who don't necessarily think that they have the time to help others? When you find yourself saying, yes, I can do that. Yes, I can make it happen. Yes, I've got this. So we're going to do this together. When you look at people who don't do anything to help people, what do you think about them?
Yeah, I think everybody can find the time. Like I say, I've always worked a job since my kids were little. You can find the time. It can be the littlest things, and it doesn't have to be monetary related. That's great if you have the money and can do that. But if you don't, just give a couple hours a week. I mean, you can give blood. That doesn't take more than 20 minutes. My son gives blood now too. He's 18 and he's used to doing that too. You can go, do soup for the homeless. That might be an hour. There's just so many avenues. You have to live your life thinking, I'm going to make those connections. And even if it's not charitable related, even if it's just helping young people, mentoring people, our staff has a lot of young kids, and I like to be able to talk to them. If they come in and they need help and they want to, how do I do my taxes? I mean, that's still paying it forward. You're still helping somebody. Mm-hmm. How do I fill out this form? What do I do about this? You got to give them that attention. You got to stop what you're doing. Everybody thinks they're too busy to put down their pen, put down their phone, turn around and pay attention to the person that wants your help. So I have an open door policy at work, and sometimes it's pretty chaotic with, 35 staff members coming in and out all day long. But if they need help, whether it's personal or work, I stop, I put down my stuff, I turn my chair around, and I pay attention. People didn't used to know what multitasking was, and everybody now is so busy, multitasking, because they're pulled in so many different directions. But you have to go back to the center of who, if the world would be such a better place if everybody took a couple minutes to hold the door for someone, pay a nice compliment to somebody. I mean, if someone's reaching out to you, you have to pay attention, be in the moment, put the cell phone down. That's a pet peeve of mine. Get that cell phone, down. Don't text while someone's trying to share a story with you, because you don't know what that's going to do for them. They just need to talk, but you need to listen. You need to be in the moment.
Do you ever say no?
No, not really.
Never.
I didn't say no to this today, did
I?
That's
right, you didn't. So we
So
thank
no,
you
not
so
really.
much for that. Yeah, it takes so much energy and focus and, instruction to other people to show them what it is that you're doing and how you do it. So we're going to take a short break. When we come back for the second half, you're going to share some more things that you have done. And, it's just a great opportunity for people to catch on to that snowball effect of giving the best gift of all, and that's their time and giving. So
Great.
Thank you, Cindy,
Thank
for
you.
joining us, and we'll be back on the People Chronicles.